this is what it was like on the Appalachian Trail. Except not really, because I can see a house right there, and there's the sound of that's a leaf blower. That's a leaf blower, I would say. And I mean, sometimes I heard chainsaws a lot of the trail, but usually you couldn't see houses, and usually you were pretty far into the woods because you've been walking all day. But yeah, I mean, the feeling is different too because I'm not actually stuck here. I don't have to sleep here tonight. I'm going back to a warm bed. And so this is actually a lot different than the Appalachian Trail. I decided to hike the Appalachian Trail. It's something that I had learned about as far back as I think 10th grade, and I'd thought a lot about it, and it grew on me as something that'd be a really cool thing to do, and something that I had never attempted before in magnitude or just in how I did it completely by myself. This is my street, Lafayette Road. A lot of really little kids live on it. Like, there's a lot of kids in like 6th grade who live on it, so I wish I was like 10 years younger and I could hang out with them. And this is my house. It's a nice house. We have a big American flag in front of it because we love America. And yeah. This is my room. Apparently when I was gone, my little brother was like living in it, and he duct taped the chair. But yeah, now he's out of here and I get to sleep in my bed. That's very nice.
Me and Devon are really good friends. We're both taking a year off before college, and I thought like my conception of the year off was gonna be like me and Devon were going to be like, you know, like living our lives, you know, parallelly. But I haven't seen him for 2 months, and I like had nothing to do because he was gone. A lot of my plans revolved around like hanging out with Devon and stuff like that.
Right.
So.
On the Appalachian Trail, I didn't have computer access very often. I had a smartphone, but in the woods, especially in Virginia for some reason, I never had service. I had service in Tennessee, but not Virginia. This is my bed. My mom and my grandma knit me these quilts. This one was for graduating high school, because everyone gets a quilt when they graduate high school in my family, I guess. This is where me and my friends play music. We're in a band called Shemp, and Michael's in the band. Michael's holding the camera right now. They're basically all gone except for Michael, so I actually haven't played any music, and just waiting for them to come back. So this is a lonely room right now, but yeah.
I'm Sam. I'm Devon's friend. We went to high school together. When he left for the trail, I was excited for him. I knew he's gonna have an awesome experience. I knew he's gonna love hiking. I was also a little scared for him because he's going alone, and he hiked a really long way. It was sad to see him go, but I knew that he was going to have a great time.
This is the wallet I brought on the Appalachian Trail. I got this picture in Pennsylvania, Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania. It was drawn by Kate Lauriello, age 9, at the Appalachian Trail Mid-Atlantic offices in Boiling Springs. They have like little coloring pencils and little squares of paper, and you can draw things, and I found this and I thought it was very nice. That's the Appalachian Trail logo. There's an A and a T. AT, Appalachian Trail. This is my Kroger card. There was one supermarket in Maryland, I think, and they gave me a shopper's card. Not because I went there a lot, I only went there once, but the lady was very nice. I don't have my ID because one night a mouse chewed through a little Kool-Aid powder packet in my backpack, and my ID was next to it. So that's covered in Kool-Aid dust right now, and I'm cleaning it as we speak. It's in a vat of boiling water to scour off the Kool-Aid. This is my debit card, and it's cracked in half. I have to get a new one now.
I'm Luke Bonadonna. I'm Devon's brother, and I don't know, I was kind of surprised when I found out I was gonna leave, but it seemed like something he'd want to do. Devon likes adventure and hiking. I don't know. It seems like a pretty natural thing for him to do.
This is my stove at home. This was my stove on the trail, and yeah, it's an alcohol stove. It's very nice. I didn't wash my pan for most of the trip, but my mom washed it yesterday, so now it's clean. I wish I could give you a picture of it before because it was really gross. There was mold on it, and that was bad. But you would pick up this. You don't have a stove. Every night I cooked, well, most nights I cooked a package of Knorr's pasta sides. I'd usually go for the Alfredo flavor or cheddar and broccoli. They're not very good. There's a commercial on TV now for Alfredo pasta sides, and it's not an accurate representation of the joy that they bring a person because they're sad little cold meals, and they're hot, but they're terrible, so don't eat them in your real life. My mother's cooking is very delicious. What does she make? I actually haven't eaten any of her meals. I haven't eaten any of her meals since I got home. But she makes very good food. You know?
He's the Jerry of the group, and that we always we go to his apartment. That's our meeting place. It's not because anything is that special about his house. It's just it's convenient for everyone. Oh no, that's not true actually. The reason that we hang out here is because he has a drum set, and we're in a band, and that's why we started hanging out here. But now it's just a thing. Whenever I live 10 minutes away driving, but we always meet here whenever we hang out.
This is a map of the Appalachian Trail. I started here, and I ended here. My parents, put dates where I was every day, and I went through New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and a little bit of Tennessee and North Carolina. So, all in all, I walked 1,124 miles through 8 different states, and over some mountains, mostly woods, a little bit of farmland, over some boardwalks, over swamps in New Jersey. There are a lot of swamps in New Jersey because it's a dark place. Lots of rocks. There are lots of rocks in Pennsylvania. Big, grassy balds, mountains that don't have trees on them. And those are in Tennessee, and those are cool. Those are probably the prettiest thing I walked over.
I'll talk about the day that he left. He left for the Appalachian Trail on August 30th. The night before, me, his lady friend, and him had one final hangout sort of thing. We walked his dog around, and we just we just had one. It wasn't that sentimental. We didn't talk about how we're gonna miss him or anything, but we just had a nice final time. And then me and her, we both agreed that we were gonna meet him the following day, have pancakes with him, and then we would go our separate ways. And we did that. I told him I was going to miss him. Last thing I did, he drove me to the train station, because at the time I was working in the city. We hugged, and he was on his way. Funny story. I didn't cry when he left, but when I was on the train, I was listening to a song that me and him really like. It's the Battle of Hampton Roads by Titus Andronicus, and I was listening to it, and I went to the bathroom, used the bathroom, and I put soap on my hands, and the sink didn't work, and there were no paper towels, and I started crying because I was listening to the song, and he had just left. It was just really stressful.
The first day, my mom dropped me and my dad off at 7 Lakes Drive near Bear Mountain, New York. I didn't really know what to expect at first, so I just kind of started walking, and it was fine at first, but the first night was pretty miserable because it was very hot, and there were a lot of mosquitoes, and I did not sleep basically at all the first night, and I didn't sleep that much the second night either, just because sleeping in the woods is very hard. I'm bad at sleeping, but yeah, eventually I just got used to it, you know, once you walk. Michael asked me how it felt to leave home, and I'm trying to answer that question. You didn't ask me that question. You did not ask me what it felt like to leave home.
Oh, I'm asking you now.
Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
I was very nervous at first. I did not sleep very well the night before I left, and on the car ride there, I was very nervous. But I mean, once I started walking, it didn't feel like it didn't feel like I was away from home, because I was just focused on, I don't know, this large goal. One of the most daunting things for me on the Appalachian Trail was hitchhiking. I was really scared to do it, and I didn't want to. And the first time I did it, I got rejected. Well, I mean, like 50 cars passed me, and I gave up. Then the second time I did it, the same thing happened. I didn't have a lot of patience for it, and I didn't like all the cars passing me because I felt like they were saying something about who I was as a person. It was no fun. And then finally, there was one time when I had to hitchhike, or else I wouldn't be able to eat food. So I hitchhiked for about 20 minutes, and then I got picked up by a lady, and she was very nice to me. And my favorite time hitchhiking was a white pickup truck, like a guy in a white pickup truck picked me up and told me to get in the back of the pickup truck. And you know, we were driving down like a windy mountain road, and the sun was rising, and it was just, I don't know, it was just a really interesting experience, and it was really cool kind of seeing the road wind away from you as I looked out of the back of the pickup truck, and that was nice. And the sun, it had been cloudy all morning, and then we started, you know, driving up into the mountains, and the sun started coming out, and it was one of the prettier things I saw on the trail. It was really nice. This is my backpack. Not everything I brought on the trail is in here, but there's some stuff. This is my sleeping pad, which I slept on. It's not as thick as a mattress, but it was pretty comfortable. This is my sleeping bag. It was rated for 15 degrees, so I was very warm at night. Most nights. There were some nights where it was about 15 degrees and I was cold. This is my tent. There's shelters, like little lean-tos with 3 walls every 15 or 20 miles along the trail, so usually I slept in those, but every once in a while I would sleep in my tent. I didn't like it very much. It's too heavy. This is a fucking sweatshirt. And this is my food bag. You want me to... Okay, for some things that I ate a lot of honey buns, because it's good to have something that you can just put in your mouth and it makes you happy on the trail, because sometimes you get down and, you know, this is just a quick thing that makes you happy, even if it's not the most healthy thing in the world. It's still delicious. I really only have awful food. I ate other things. I have Snickers bars. They give you energy and they're delicious. I ate tuna, peanut butter and tortillas. Probably I ate the most of those. And cheese. And I talked about pasta sides. Love them pasta sides, man. This is my phone. I took a lot of pictures, mostly of just the surrounding environment and, you know, cool views and stuff. And I guess I would say this was the most important picture to me, even though it's just it's just a picture of some clouds, but I think it gets the best image of how close to the sky you were sometimes, and just, I mean, how high up you felt on top of some of the mountains. And yeah, most people lose weight hiking the Appalachian Trail. I didn't, possibly because I was just so skinny starting out that it would have been hard for me to lose weight. But as far as physical transformations go, I mean, I grew like a mustache and a beard that I don't have anymore because they were kind of gross. But it was, I mean, a lot of hiking is, I mean, hiking through pain, and just, I mean, basically every day there's, some, small nagging pain that you're dealing with in some way, and it's usually not terrible, but it's always kind of there. And I mean, that in itself isn't too bad, but it starts weighing on you, and, it just becomes another thing on a long list of discomforts, and that, along with loneliness, maybe can really start to get to you. And sometimes it got to a point where I did want to stop, and I just thought it would be a lot better to go home. But yeah, I mean, I did go home. When I got home from Larchmont, it was snowing a lot. It was a very nostalgic feeling. Big snowflakes going from the sky. It was a weird feeling when I walked up my street. I don't know, it didn't really register with me, but when I opened my door, it was just, I don't know, it just felt really good to be home, and it felt comfortable. Like I hadn't been comfortable in like 2 months, and then I was finally like had some sort of security or comfort.
I got the impression that the reason that he wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail was because he's very shy, and it's hard for him to talk to people. And I think he thought that if he isolated himself and just like hiked, and he just found out who he was, when he came back, he would love seeing other people so much that it would sort of, the wound would cauterize, and he would sort of, after being alone for 2.5 months, he would have to sort of come out of his shell and be, and I think he has. I've definitely noticed he's much happier now than he was before he hiked the trail.
Okay, the first time I went hiking on the Appalachian Trail, I was with my brother and 2 friends, and we didn't really make it very far. We made it about, 20 miles before my dad picked me and my brother up. And I remember waiting to get picked up, and I saw at the other side of the road was the rest of the Appalachian Trail going, south all the way from New York, New Jersey, all the way down to Georgia. And there was something inside of me that just really wanted to know what was down that trail. And I mean, because there's 1,400 miles just, along, if I followed that corridor, and it was just a tiny little, hole in the woods with a white blaze on a tree. And I just had to get back and see what it was. I don't know.